On a remote Pacific island, evolution didn't just take a different path, it completely rewrote the rules. Predators became prey, birds forgot how to fly, and then somehow remembered. What happened here has left scientists stunned. Picture a place where everything you think you know about nature gets flipped upside down. A place where the strong become weak, the hunters become the hunted, and creatures that once ruled the skies forget how to fly, only to remember again millions of years later. This isn't science fiction. This is a real island, tucked away in the vast Pacific Ocean, where evolution decided to take a completely different path from the rest of the planet. Scientists call places like this natural laboratories, but this particular island is something even more extraordinary. It's a place where the normal rules of survival seem to have been rewritten from scratch, and the story of how that happened begins with a single catastrophic event millions of years ago. An event so devastating, it wiped the island almost completely clean of life. Imagine an entire landscape, once teeming with plants and animals, suddenly reduced to bare rock and ash. Every living thing that had called that place home was gone. The slate was wiped clean, and when life slowly began to return, carried across thousands of miles of open ocean by wind, waves, and the feathers of migrating birds, something remarkable happened. The creatures that arrived on those shores didn't face the same pressures animals deal with on the mainland. There were no big predators waiting to eat them, no fierce competitors fighting over the same food. The rules of the game had changed entirely. Without large predators lurking in the shadows, some birds found that flying was no longer necessary. Why waste energy staying in the air when there was nothing chasing you? Over thousands and then millions of years, generation after generation, those birds slowly lost the ability to fly. Their wings shrank, their bodies grew heavier. They became ground dwellers, perfectly adapted to a world without threats from above. It's a pattern scientists have seen on islands before. But what happened next on this particular island is what makes it truly bizarre. Because eventually, new predators did arrive, and suddenly, those flightless birds found themselves in danger all over again. But instead of simply going extinct, some of those birds did something almost unheard of in the history of life on Earth. They re-evolved the ability to fly. They rebuilt what millions of years of evolution had taken away. But the strangest transformations weren't happening in the air. They were happening on the ground, among the mammals. On the mainland, mammals tend to grow large over time. Think of elephants, bears, and wolves. On this island, the opposite occurred. Mammals shrank. Some became no bigger than mice. Without the usual pressures of large predators and intense competition for territory, being small was actually an advantage. Smaller bodies need less food. They can hide more easily. They can survive on less. Evolution, in its quiet and relentless way, pushed these animals in the complete opposite direction from what we see everywhere else on the planet. So the next time you think you understand how nature works, remember this tiny island in the Pacific, a place where the strong became small, the flyers became walkers, and then became flyers once more. A place that proves one of the most powerful truths about life on Earth, that given enough time and enough isolation, evolution will always find a way to surprise us. Evolution truly works in mysterious ways. If you enjoyed this, subscribe so you never miss a new discovery.